Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're about 6 weeks away from the trade deadline. So, Blake, let's go over some players that may be moved or should be moved from each team. I know, guys, it's early and some of these teams are technically in it right now, but
Yeah.
this will be our first go at this. We're probably going to do it again as we approach the deadline. But let's start off with the Angels. We have Luis Rengifo. They need to get rid of him. He's in a walk year, but the problem is Luis Rengifo has been absolutely awful this year. The power numbers are down. He's not stealing bases. He's batting 206. He was batting over 300 a year ago. Yeah, this is going to be a tough sell, but maybe a change of scenery guy. He's a switch hitter, he plays multiple positions. What do you think about Luis Rengifo getting moved?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. You mentioned the walk year. His value would have been a lot higher last year, but obviously, he's off to a very tough start. But Houston Astros, we got them acquiring Cedric Mullins from Baltimore. I think this is a pretty good fit. Um, Fits the ballpark. I feel like he hit a lot of doubles there. Power numbers might be up with that short porch there, or pardon me, the Crawford boxes. So, yeah, this definitely could be interesting. Fit for Houston in a season where it's been nothing but turmoil in Baltimore.
Yeah, and their outfield needs some help. I mean, they have Jose Altuve out there right now, so
Yeah,
McCormick never really came back, and was what he was a couple of years ago. Jake Myers is okay, but yeah, adding Cedric Mullins to this outfield definitely would benefit the Astros. And then in Sacramento, we got Miguel Andujar getting moved. This is a guy that was runner up to Shohei Ohtani as a rookie of the year, and then his career kind of fell off, and then he's kind of gotten it back. He's not going to be the guy that drives it over the fence like he was with the Yankees, but he's batting 293 this year. Doesn't really give you versatility, but could maybe fit as a bench bat or DH type. So Andujar. I mean, I think any team that's just looking for some depth should be on in on this guy.
100%. We got the Blue Jays getting Eugenio Suarez from Arizona. Like, don't get me wrong, Arizona's probably going to be in a playoff race here, but we went on best fits for each team. The Jays definitely need some help with their base. Barger's played a lot there. Clement's been there. I mean, you put this guy in the lineup, 18 homers would lead their team, 48 RBI would lead their team. It would bring much needed power to that lineup and a team that's playing pretty well right now.
Yeah, and the D-backs, I mean, they lost Corbin Burns. Zach Gallen has not been Zach Gallen. So with that said, we don't know what the D-backs are going to look like in the next couple of weeks. Right now, they're under 500, so that means they're a seller for us. So
Yeah.
with that said, I think Eugenio Suarez is the perfect fit. The Jays are already over the luxury tax, so it's not going to hurt them too bad. And then he drops off. And I think he'll fit the culture as well there.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Atlanta Braves, and it's been a tough season for them, right? They got back to 500, and then now the last 2 weeks they've fallen apart again. So Chris Sale does have an option of 18 million at the end of the year. Maybe we replenish that system that was once one of the best in baseball, but all those guys have promoted at this point. So
Yep.
I think they should trade Chris Sale. I'm sure teams will be knocking on the door. It is a little risky, but he has been fairly healthy over the past 2 years. Um, but he would be easily one of the best pitchers on the market. And then second to that, you know, $18 million. Verlander just got what, 15?
15. Yeah.
Scherzer got 15,
Yeah.
and they're in their 40s. I mean, 18 million for a guy that just won the Cy Young. I think it's a no-brainer for the Braves to move on.
Yeah, we got the Milwaukee Brewers grabbing Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, a versatile guy, can play a little bit of outfield, infield. They definitely need some help on that left side of the infield. He's just like it's not a sexy name, Brewers fans, but it's a guy that's a pretty consistent player, pretty good defender, and he's also a pending free agent too.
Yeah, and you play multiple positions, like you said, um, and the Brewers like that. They like the little plug-and-play stuff. So.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, we have them acquiring Zach Eflin. Their rotation has been better than advertised, but Eflin has been one of the best starters in baseball over the past couple of seasons. He has only made 8 starts this year to a 4.47 ERA, but like I said, he's reliable. He's been really good. over the past couple of seasons. So if the Cardinals are going to take a shot at the playoffs, which right now, what are they, 8 games over 500?
Yep.
Um, it makes all the sense in the world to add a piece at the top of that rotation.
Yeah, got guy that's played in a lot of big games too. We got Tyler Mahle getting traded to the Cubs. I think this would be a very good ad for the Cubs. This guy's been nails. 2.02 ERA and 13 starts. A guy that has kind of rebirthed his career the last couple of years, and has turned out to be a pretty good starter. So this would be a really good ad for the Cubs.
Yeah, obviously Justin Steele out for the year. They got
Yep.
to replace him somehow. It's going to come at the deadline. But with that said, he's making little to no money this year. So
Yep.
um, it's going to cost quite a bit to get him. He's been one of the best starters in baseball this year. But the other day they had Drew Pomerantz starting a game for them. So they're in desperate need of a guy that can fit in that 2-3 in their rotation. Next up, we have the D-backs letting go of Zach Gallen. I know that's a tough pill to swallow, but he hasn't been very good this year. 5.15 ERA. So, I mean, they either hope that he turns it around and they're back in the playoff mix, or, you're going to have to trade him for what you got. I mean, maybe they give him the qualifying offer at the end of the year and they just hold on to him. But in my opinion, starting pitching is always going to be wanted at the deadline. They
Yep.
could trade him for some pieces, and they're going to need him. I mean, they're losing Naylor at the end of the year, Suarez, Gallen. They have a lot of pending free agents. Plus, Corbin Burns is out for this year and a lot of next year. So, when it comes to Zach Gallen, I mean, yeah, the 5 ERA isn't pretty, but he's got the track record.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The track record definitely speaks for itself. On to the Dodgers. We got them acquiring Luis Robert Jr., Robert Jr. Pardon me. I definitely butchered that. But uh, yeah, the Dodgers are definitely going to take a big swing at the deadline. I know they're already stacked, but this guy he just it just makes sense. He's got a couple of options for 20 million in 2027 and 2028. So if this guy gets a glimpse of what he's showing since he's broken in the league, this would just be an absolute game changer. He's already one of the best center fielders in the game, but that 177 average definitely doesn't speak for how talented he is as a player. And I think this guy would definitely fit the mold in Dodger blue.
Yeah, and we bring up those options, their club options down the road. Obviously, they would have one more year to get this guy back on track and then trade him at the highest value.
Yeah,
But these two teams have a track record of making trades together. So, yeah, I think that if he can get somewhat hot before the deadline, there will be some teams trying to knock on the door for him. Next up, we have the Giants acquiring Raisel Iglesias from Atlanta. They've had multiple guys close for them, Ryan Walker, um, and now they're kind of plug and play in that ninth inning. Raisel Iglesias has not been good this year. It's been absolutely awful.
yeah,
So maybe this is another plug and play situation where they go get Iglesias, um, and they try to get him back to form. It's a big ballpark. He's a fly ball guy. I think it could fit, but uh, he definitely has to pitch a little bit better than what he has.
100%. Yep. We got the Guardians grabbing Tyler Anderson from the Angels, a guy that's on an expiring of a 3-year contract. The guy's been pretty good the last couple years. He's been a consistent lefty. You know him better than anyone would. So, what's your kind of thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, soft lefty, but he uses that changeup and cutter to get outs. Only $13 million, so they're not breaking the bank, excuse me,
Yeah,
and the Guardians can't afford to. So, um, this is a guy, it reminds me of how they got Matthew Boyd a year ago. I feel like, obviously TA has been an all-star over the past couple of seasons, going back to the Dodgers season, and he's been pretty good in the Angels uniform. So if the Angels do choose to move on from these guys, Anderson is a guy that, like I said, starting pitching should be on the move, and for the Guardians, it fits their price point. But next up, we have the Seattle Mariners taking on Josh Naylor from Arizona. The power's been down, but he is still batting 283. Right now, they have Rowdy Tellez at first base, who's batting 207. Another big boy first baseman. I think he would fit this lineup pretty well. I mean, the top five there, you have Rosarena and J-Rod, Crawford, Polanco, and Raleigh, of course. So if you can add another left-handed bat in the middle of those guys, it gives you a strong six guys plus their pitching staff. I think this is a no-brainer for them to add a little bit of pop to that lineup outside of Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, bring some swagger too. That would definitely be a very good ad. We got Miami Marlins trading Cal Quantrill. This one was kind of tough for us to do. We weren't really sure who to go with here, but yeah, it's been a tough go for Cal Quantrill in Miami. He's shown some glimpses. He's had a few good starts this year, but um yeah, we went with Cal Quantrill getting moved from Miami.
Yeah, makes no money. Yeah, he hasn't been good, but when you need depth, you need depth. So I'm not saying the Marlins are going to get anything great out of this deal, but
Yeah.
I think somebody will take a chance on him as a depth piece. Next up, we have the Mets acquiring Aroldis Chapman, not to be their closer. We know they got Edwin Diaz, but continue to add to that bullpen. You get Aroldis Chapman and Edwin Diaz as your eighth and ninth. Aroldis Chapman has been one of the best ninth inning arms. A 171. He's still throwing 101 miles per hour. Um, yeah, so he's played for the Yankees. He's played for the Red Sox. It's time to go play for the Mets, and they're a really good team, and he's got playoff experience.
Well, I mean, 37 years old too. It seems like he's getting better with age. So yeah, that would be a definitely good pickup. Washington Nationals, we got him trading Josh Bell. Josh Bell once a power switch hitter, uh some big power numbers early on in his career, but he's getting a little old, and it'd be definitely interesting to see what his market looks like.
Yep. Next up, we have the O's trading to Tomoyuki Sagano. And this guy's a rookie, but he's 35 years old. So, but he's came over and been nice. I mean, he's
Yeah,
got a 3.23 ERA this year, a 1.7 WAR. I mean, the Orioles, it's a no-brainer for them. They're out of it right now. What are they? About 13 games out of five or behind 500.
yeah,
So yeah, cut your losses. They had a bad offseason. Let's just
yeah,
call it what it is. So,
yeah.
you go and you flip Sagano for some pieces. You scratch off the year and then you re-go again in 2026. I think the O's are still primed to go be one of the best teams in baseball for the next couple of years. But sometimes when you have those young cores, for whatever reason, you have a down year, and then the next year you're back on top of the world. So, Sugano getting moved from the O's just makes sense.
We got the Padres getting Taylor Ward from the Angels. Ward's having a very good year, 18 homers, hitting the ball very well. Average is a little low, but this guy would bring much needed power to Padres lineup that is a little confusing, right? We were both kind of him and Han about their off season, but I mean, you still got Machado, you still got Tatis in that lineup, and you put Ward behind him, it would definitely lengthen it a lot.
Well, yeah, he doesn't make a lot of money,
Yep.
and with the Padres ownership situation, these are the types of guys they're gonna have to go with. I mean, he is 31, but he does have still some term on his deal, so
Yep.
it'll be final year of arbitration next year. He does hit the ball very hard. It's just he does strike out quite a bit.
Yep.
But if you put him around a bunch of good hitters, which they're very top heavy, right?
Hmm.
So if you can put him in the mix of those guys, um, it would just lengthen that lineup even more. And they do need some outfield depth. So
Yep.
Taylor Ward to the Padres definitely makes sense. Another Angel that could be getting moved is Kenley Jansen. He does have a 4.64 ERA. He does have 14 saves. He's 14 for 14. And really, it was just one blow up game that he had earlier in the year that elevated that ERA. But he's been nails for the Angels. One of the reasons why they're 3 games under 500 and trying to battle back. But as of now, like we said, if you're under 500, you're a seller for us, right? They are only 3 games out of the playoffs as it stands. But the Phillies, they have Romano closing games over there, and he's been shaky to say the least.
Yeah.
Kenley Jansen just has, when he takes the mound,
He's a dog.
it's just, he takes these deep breaths. He's just in this zone that, like, I've never seen it out of another closer of like, just the composure part of it. So
Yeah.
he's been there, he's done that. I think the seasoned vet would be a perfect fit in Philly. The only concern I do have is he does have the long ball issue at times,
Yep.
and that's a small ballpark. So but he's played in the NL East, so.
Yep. We got the Pirates trading Andrew McCutchen, obviously a household name in Pittsburgh. He's on his second tenure, obviously a huge fan favorite. But th this is a guy that could definitely help a contender on a playoff run. A guy that's been in the playoffs before, going to give you a professional AB most nights, and it would definitely make sense for Pittsburgh to move on.
Yeah, I mean he's a seasoned vet. Obviously, he's going to be knocking on the door of the Hall of Fame. Who knows if he'll get in?
Yeah,
But at this point, he's just a DH, so it's going to have to be the right fit. I'm not sure who that would be on paper, but he's barely making any money this year. And for a team that needs bench bats or can put him in the DH spot, it'll make sense. So. Next up, we have the Rangers trading Holby Milner. Milner has been nails out of their pen. He's been one of their best relievers. He's a 171. He's funky delivery. Um, and yeah, I mean the Rangers have. It just seems like every time I turn them on, they're just struggling, right? I mean
yeah,
it's their pitching's been unreal, but their offense was at the beginning of the season. You look at that offense on paper, and you're like, man, the Rangers should run away with this division.
yeah,
Um, Semien is batting like 210.
yeah.
Uh,
Him and Garcia were batting 8-9 a couple weeks ago. Like that's just unheard of to think like that. But yeah, their offense has definitely struggled for sure.
yeah, so Holy Milner getting moved. Relievers are always, you know, prime candidates to get moved at the deadline because the bullpens are just so weird and you can always just supplement them with somebody new the next year.
We got the Tampa Bay Rays grabbing Nick Martinez from Cincinnati, a guy that's accepted the qualifying offer last year. Um, yeah, it's been pretty solid for him, and yeah, I think Cincinnati, they're knocking on the door of the playoffs, so it'll be interesting to see kind of what they do. But if they do decide to sell off, Nick Martinez will have a pretty interesting market.
Well, it comes down to McClanahan, right? I
Yeah,
mean, there's rumors of him coming back, but they've been derailed of late, so they need starting pitching. I know it's the Rays; they can kind of do a bullpen game whenever they want, and they're good at that. But um, this just feels like a Rays acquisition to me, so
yeah.
I think it would be a good fit. Next up, we have the Red Sox trading away Walker Buehler, and it hasn't been very good. I mean, it really hasn't this year, and he even came out and said basically I've been ass lately. So um, they did bring him there to be a stud in that rotation, and you can say that about a couple of Red Sox starters. Um,
Bayo,
Giolito.
yeah,
Bayo's been one of the better ones, but
yeah,
I mean, Giolito and Bueller have not been as advertised thus far. So
yeah.
um, it is a guy that does have World Series experience. Obviously, just closed out the World Series last year. Um, So somebody definitely will take a chance on him, I believe, but it's going to be not at the cost that I think the Red Sox envisioned when they did sign him.
Up next, we got Taylor Rogers getting traded from Cincinnati. It's been another one of those funky lefties, kind of like Milner, a guy that's pitching some big games. So yeah, this will be a nice ad for a team looking for some lefty depth at the deadline.
Right. And the Reds, they just got over 500, so maybe we're jumping the gun with some of these guys. But if they fall behind 500, which they've done, I believe, I think I saw 13 times this year,
Yeah,
or it's like 13 to 15 times already that they've been up and down, up and down. Um, you know, this is a guy that they're definitely going to move on from. He's a pending free agent. He's not making any money. He's easy to move, and they can get some pieces back for him. So, next up, we have the Rockies, who are one of the worst teams of all time. There's not much to trade for. I'll tell you that. But Herman Marquez does have track record. I mean, he's been pretty bad, but he plays in Coors. So maybe there's a team that goes, well, if we put him in our ballpark, then he'll do this, that, or the other. I don't know. He's a pending free agent. Unless you plan to keep him, even if they offer you some peanuts for him, I think you got to move him. This guy was really good before getting hurt a couple of years ago. So
Yep.
maybe it's just a change of scenery guy. And I mean, if I'm the Rockies, I'm trying to get rid of whatever I can to recoup some asset and try to build from that.
Up next, we got Jaron Duran going to the Royals, and this is a move that maybe would shock some Red Sox fans. He's kind of the heartbeat of that team in a sense. This guy's got a lot of swagger, turns singles into doubles all the time. A guy that is just a gamer. He's fun to watch, and this guy would be a very good get for the Royals. Some of those younger guys they had when they won the World Series. Kane, kind of similar play style, kind of a guy that played hard all the time. But I think this guy would be a very good fit.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. They got Roman Anthony, they got Campbell, they got Marcel Meyer. If
Mhm.
they're doing this youth movement, Jaron Duran is not very young. I mean, I know it seems like it, but the Royals outfield stinks. I mean, that's just where we're at. Now, guys, this is a YouTube video, so maybe we're swinging for the fences a little too hard here. I think he is the heartbeat of the Red Sox, but if the Red Sox continue to get worse, how do you not at least take a call on Jarren Duran? And the Royals are the perfect fit. I mean, again, their outfield, they don't have a guy with OPS over 650, I believe. So, um, he provides pop, even though it's not many homers this year. He plays in Fenway, right? And he just cranks him off the monster constantly. So if you put him in another ballpark, the power numbers probably go up, plus the speed, plus the defense.
Yeah,
Um, he's playing left field for the Red Sox right now, but I can easily see him being a center fielder on another team. Um, but yeah, I mean, anybody that acquires Jarren Duran will definitely have to give up pieces. And where the Red Sox are right now, with their youth movement, they're pulling up all these young kids. I think if you go and trade Jarren Duran for even more pieces, it's setting you up for success over the next decade.
yeah,
Next up, we have the Tigers acquiring Tyler Stevenson from the Reds. Now, I don't know if this will happen, but I mean, they have Dingler that's been really good for them. Um, but they need some depth behind the plate. Tyler Stevenson is probably a little bit better than what depth is, but to have both of them, behind the dish, I think would be a good fit for them.
100%. I agree. Up next, we got the Twins getting Sandy Alcantara, who has been very bad since coming back from Tommy John. 12 starts, 7.89 ERA. Walks are an issue. I'm pretty sure he leads the league in walks. Um, it's a guy though, when he's on, he's a very good pitcher, and for a team that just lost Pablo Lopez long term, this would definitely make sense to kind of replenish that rotation, and because they're probably going to be in a division race too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sandy Alcantara, right? I mean, he's one of those guys that they already traded for Pablo Lopez, so I feel like there's a little bit of connection there. It is a new GM
Yeah,
in Miami when they did make that deal, so maybe not. Um, but like I just said his name, Pablo Lopez. I mean, he's out 12 weeks.
hmm
And you're gonna have to replace that with somebody. And if I'm the Twins, I'm taking a crack at Sandy Alcantara. So, um, up next, we have the White Sox. I mean, who wants any player on the White Sox at this point, right?
yeah.
Um, I don't know. Who would be your best bet at
But like
keep
all their
going?
guys that are coming up are like young guys. Like it's you got Teal, you got Montgomery's going to be coming up, but it's like it's just a lot of players that aren't very good. I mean, maybe Benintendi, but you're gonna have to probably eat some money on that as well. But there's really not much here, to be honest. It's pretty slim pickings.
Yeah, I think Benintendi would be a good fit for some teams. He's having a bounce back year. At least he was at the beginning of the season. Um, and again, there's teams that need outfielders, so I think definitely Benintendi is a guy that can be moved.
Yeah. And finally, we got the New York Yankees grabbing Ryan McMahon. This guy has had some big power seasons in cores. The home away splits have not been very kind to Ryan McMahon, but you got the short porch in right field in the Bronx. Definitely makes sense for a team that's been adding lefties the last couple of years. So yeah, he would fit well on that bottom of that lineup for sure.
Yeah, I don't really understand them playing Jazz Chisholm at
Yeah,
third base.
yeah,
I know Boone, for whatever reason, loves it, but I think adding Ryan McMahon, again, another lefty piece, you can move him around the infield if you need to. Um, and you have him and Chisholm. Chisholm moves back to second base. McMahon, Volpe, Chisholm, Goldschmidt. I mean, it's a pretty good infield for a team that's trying to go back to the World Series.
yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. As always, we appreciate you guys for listening and watching. We'll see you on the next one. Later.